Everybody, Facebook Live again. Here we are, week 2 of the STRUT report. We are excited about turkey hunting this week, aren't we, guys?
Very
Absolutely,
excited.
starting to heat up.
Here we go.
Everybody in the office is cutting up, playing some turkey calls. And
That's
all that.
right.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is opening day of turkey season here in Georgia. We've been waiting on the 25th for a while. You know, we've heard about Alabama that's been open, Florida that's been open. Heck, Hawaii. You know, we never did get that invite to go down to Hawaii, but now it's time to go hunt Georgia.
Yeah.
So some of us are going to get out there tomorrow, and we're really looking forward to it. But as we all know, there's been a lot of comments and activity this last week about what's been going on throughout the U.S. Tony Merrill here,
Sean Cook.
Blake Show.
and we are ready to give you the update on week 2 of the HS Strut report. So, Blake, do you want to kind of start her off and let us know what's been going on in the first region of the U.S.?
Yeah, so let's kick things off up in the south, or down in the southwest rather. Our boy Carl Drake's been down there. Lots of gobblers. Things are starting to heat up. I think, you know, that southwest part down in Texas, you know, we talked about the cold front that moved through the nation last week. Texas obviously is going to be one of the first places to start heating up. So, you know, like you said, lots of gobbles going on early. He had 2 toms that broke away from the flock and started chasing right after his strut light decoys this week. So, you know, now's the time in that southwest version, that area you can actually see and start calling to them and getting them to come out of the flocks.
That's right.
Yeah.
And, you know, especially as we've talked before, you know, if you do get a bird that's hung up out there a ways, a decoy can really be the key to get them coming in that last distance.
Yeah, so, you know, part of his comment was that, you know, they're coming out of the roost and they might be flocked up a little bit still with the hens early, but as the day heats up, you're able to pull those toms away out of the flock and bring them into your decoys and your calls.
That's right. I mean, a lot of people think about first thing in the morning getting on a bird, but, you know, sometimes first thing in the morning seems like can actually be the toughest because they fly down, they're with the hens right off the bat, and it's hard to compete with the real thing, but once they get through with those hens and breed them, that's when they're going to move off and start looking for other hens.
Pull them away from the
So
flock.
it may be 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning when you actually start to get a gobbler that will come into you, so just be patient out there.
Yeah, so like I said, we got some feedback from Carl Drake in the Southwest, but we're looking forward to some more. We had a lot of birds dropping this week, a lot of pictures coming onto the comments. So look forward to more feedback coming out of that Southwest region.
And I wish there was a way we could kind of show them how we broke down each section. Our next one is going to be the Mountain West. And down, you want to pull it up there, Jason? Just broke it down into region, and based on the feedback that we got, try to compile it. Do we have any pictures from the Southwest?
Let's see if we got a picture. Carl Drake, we don't have Carl Drake's picture on this iPad here, but you will see that we posted his picture up on the page here earlier this week. So check out one of the gobblers that Carl has harvested earlier this week if you go out to the page and check it out. So, Sean, why don't you keep it rolling on and move on?
So our next region is the Mountain West, and we didn't get too much feedback, but we got a little bit. And in southeast Colorado, the warm weather has the birds strutting earlier than usual. Season not yet open yet. I'm not sure when that opens. Do you know, Tony?
You know, I would guess, you know, up in Washington and Colorado, it's going to be a couple weeks.
Later
It seems
because of the cold weather.
Well, as you move north, the seasons tend to open later, just obviously because of the different weather differences.
In southeast Washington, season opens up April 15th, and they've been seeing Rios all winter. So sounds like it's going to be a good season up there.
That's right. That'll be fun for those guys once that finally opens up there.
Yeah. And over to the northwest, Mark Chalbeck has seen 3 toms in Moultonboro, New Hampshire, and that's a good sign.
So that's good. You know, it's good that Mark commented because we were going to say, you know, we need a little bit more involvement from you guys up in the Northeast. So, you know, if you've got people out there that you know are seeing birds, make sure to let them know to comment on the Strut report so we can get everybody involved here.
Comment, send us a picture of your birds, and let us know what's going on in your area.
That's right.
We can help put it out.
So I'll move on. I'll take us kind of to the Middle East section as we broke it down. So
Middle East or Mid East?
the Middle East of the U.S. Why don't we call it that? The Mid East, Central Pennsylvania. So folks have been saying that
Hunting turkey or ISIS?
jeez, both. 20 gauge to do it.
You heard it.
The flocks are starting to break up in Pennsylvania.
One of those non-resident ISIS tags.
Those are an over-the-counter tag. They're not that hard to get.
Okay, yeah. Tell us about the Mideast, Tony.
So in Pennsylvania, the flocks are starting to break up. You know, it's good to hear. As the warmer weather starts to move in, you're going to see that more and more. And I think that's kind of a consistent message around the country for those areas that may be a little bit farther north, and season isn't quite open yet. So there may be some flocks yet, you know, around like the winter time, but they're starting to break up a little bit. Gobblers are starting to get off and maybe do some strutting, some gobbling. We had one guy tell us that birds are gobbling heavily on the roost early in the morning, earlier on this week. And you know, that warm weather that we did have come through this week probably helped that quite a bit.
Helped the activity out.
Yep. And then really in the same state of Pennsylvania, southwest Pennsylvania, seeing some strutting activity. There's a little bit of snow on the ground yet, but still seeing some strutting activity. But it's a little bit over a month before the season opens, so just be patient, keep scouting out there so you know where the birds are at when the season comes in.
Thanks, Tony. So like Tony said, in the Mideast, you know, if we move on to the Midwest and the Great Lakes region, it's going to be a lot of the same as what they're seeing in the middle part of the nation. We're still recovering coming out of the winter months. So a lot of the birds in that Midwest, Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan, those birds are still flocked up. You know, they're just coming out of that colder weather. That cold front last week really slowed things down. So, you know, the good part is we're still a month away in a lot of those states that, you know, you can get out there and see where those bird activity is at.
Do your scout and get an idea.
Absolutely. But, you know, you don't have to worry about trying to pull them away because they are still flocked up. It's going to be tough. So between now and that next month, the middle of April, end of April, when the season starts opening up, get out there, do your scouting, and figure out where that birds are going after the roost when they come down. The caveat to this is our boy Heath Wood down in southern Missouri was out, and, you know, again, in that middle part of the nation, getting it, the southern part of Missouri, we're seeing that warmer weather, and the birds are starting to break away from the flocks. Not in the morning, but out later in the day when things are starting to heat up. The midday, 1:30, you know, that's when you're going to go out see the strutters in the fields away from the flocks.
Yep, and I think as the season goes on, more and more, I think next week and the week after, we'll see less and less posts about birds flocked up and more saying they're seeing more strutting.
Absolutely.
That's right, because I mean, especially down here, I think we probably had the last, you know, true cold front that's come through, and so that's gonna start being more and more consistent with those more northern areas.
Who's got the southeast region?
So that's a good point. Let's move down there. I think that's probably one of the most exciting things we've got.
That's been our most active.
We've got Jason Michael, who is actually one of our successful hunters that submitted a picture.
Okay.
He's logged in right now, so.
Awesome. He's watching.
Yeah, congratulations, Jason, on a good bird.
Yeah, we're trying to save the southeast for last, and because honestly we've gotten the most feedback from them, and that might be because the season's already started, and people actually getting out there and seeing these birds and hunting.
So we've got a lot of things, like Tony said, the weather's really changing down here in the southeast. Seasons are opening up. Things are really starting to green up with this warm weather. So let's start running through that southeast because we got a lot of stuff to cover.
Tony, you want to kick us off in Florida? Or you got a question? We might have a question, Tony.
Let's start with our Alabama boys because both Jason's in the house and so is Will, who doubled up.
Okay, all right, yeah, my buddy Will, he actually got on there and posted a picture. He doubled up, got one in the. I got a story here. So he harvested 2 birds in 2 days. Do we have a picture, Tony?
Yeah, they're
We're gonna pull up Will's picture here.
We got our IT guy back in the house this week. So.
Okay. Yeah, you want to pull the camera back over here?
Check out that.
So this is Will's Alabama bird.
How about that green field too?
Got that last week on the 17th. Said birds were quiet in the cold morning, but in the afternoon it really lit up. You know, hit them with some real quiet clucks and purrs mixed with some soft yelps, and that bird came in.
Yeah, the thing to remember is early in the season, being aggressive really doesn't always pay off.
Yeah.
You know, you got to get their interest while these hens are going into breeding season.
iPads, man.
All right. Didn't he kill 2 though in 2 days?
He did. So he said it was real quiet and cold in the morning, but he said about 4 a.m. or 4 p.m. the bird came in real silent, and then the following morning, the 18th, he harvested another gobbler. So it's
awesome.
lucky to get 2 in a row. But
Congrats! I mean,
yeah, congrats, Will.
He must have quite a few birds in his area. It looked like he's got, he's hunting a nice green patch area there. So maybe that's something that if guys are in the in the southeast area, they're kind of looking for what type of areas to focus on. Looks like a green field similar to that one might be a good option to try.
And we have a couple more success stories from Alabama. It sounds like that whole area is on fire right now.
Yeah, let's show him Jason's
Okay.
bird.
Yeah, Jason Michael, says Bama's heating up. His son got his first pan call, the Sweet Susie Snoot, and Undertaker choke tube for his 20 gauge. Practiced all night on them purrs and clucks, and took his first bird at daybreak with his dad's help with a double D diaphragm call. And Tony's gonna pull up the picture here. Which one is it? That one there.
There it is.
It's a good looking bird.
Yeah,
Congrats!
real good bird. Congratulations, guys. And one more success story from Alabama. Ryan Efford harvests a great bird, 10-inch beard, 10 1/8, with 1 1/4 inch spurs, and that's a hoss.
I want to say this one. He said they came right into. I can see the HS strut decoys in the background there.
Yeah.
I
Said he busted him off the roost, set up 200 yards away, and worked him back in over an hour to the HS strut decoys.
Awesome.
Yeah, decoy's always a great option with a stubborn bird. Maybe get him to come on in.
Right. Awesome.
Blake, you want to bring us over to North Carolina or Tony, Florida?
Well, why don't we start off with Florida?
Yeah.
Sounds like Florida has been doing real well lately. Michael McDonald commented and told us, he just flat out and said, man, it's hot down there right now. And hot is probably hot temperature-wise, but he's also saying it's hot turkey hunting. So he said he killed an Osceola on the 18th, a few days back, had 1 1/4 spurs and 11-inch bird. That's a really great Osceola. That's a nice old bird. His video guy, he was videoing the hunt apparently, and he also harvested a bird. So congrats to you guys down in Florida on those Osceolas. That's a really cool hunt to be able to go on. Not a lot of people get to go Osceola hunting, so it's great to get those reports. And,
we had a husband and wife that both tagged birds
in Florida.
Yeah, we got their picture too.
Right. Yep. And you mentioned a husband and wife. That was Wayne McKinney and his wife as well. That was in Polk County, Florida. That was actually his wife's first bird. So they said they're gobbling real hard and had 4 birds coming hard to their decoys. So congrats to them on getting
sideways, Blake.
2 birds down. We're just pulling up the picture for you here real quick.
Oh, you got it on. Go to cancel. Yeah.
Okay.
Back down to.
There, now selected. There we go. So this is Wayne McKinney's Osceola that he harvested.
And his wife's.
Congrats, Wayne.
First bird, congratulations.
That is really great to get. I mean, an Osceola for your first bird. That's definitely a trophy. You'll want to get that fan on a mounting plaque on your living room wall.
Absolutely.
And kind of cutting over to southern Mississippi, those guys are saying, it's interesting how different areas can differ. How it's in the south, but what we've heard in southern Mississippi is that birds are gobbling very little still right now. So
Still waiting on it to
that's
pop
right.
off.
A little bit more warmer weather, we'll probably get that kicked in.
That's kind of odd. I wonder what the holdup
Yeah,
is.
because Alabama and Florida sounds like it's on fire right now. and-
That's right.
But really, some of the stuff we've heard from northern Georgia and some of our people here, we haven't heard a lot of gobbling. So, like I said, maybe it's just this change in weather starting to kick things off, hopefully.
Right, and again, the area that you're in, depending on how much pressure you have in that area, the birds are going to gobble more.
Well, even the ones from Alabama and the ones we just showed before, they were all from the south part of the state. So even further deeper in the south, you can see a major difference in weather. And
I think the general consistency, it sounds like they're still flocked up. The birds are, stubborn. It's hard to pull them away from the flocks, so they're having to wait until later in the day and to where the birds start moving around.
Speaking of Florida, I talked to Ralph Cianciarulo, and him and Vicky are going to be down in Osceola Outfitters chasing some birds down there. So hopefully we'll get.
Well, maybe we can get them to do a Facebook Live down there during a hunt or something.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
We always like getting updates and hearing from our partners and friends in the industry and seeing what they're doing out there.
So everybody helping everybody out.
Yeah, it sounds like Alabama and Florida are rocking and rolling. Mississippi's just getting started a little bit, just a little bit of gobbling going on, but that should change as we move along. So, Blake, why don't you take us over to the Carolinas?
All right, so let's go up to North Carolina. The birds are strutting. We're still a couple weeks out. I think April 8th is when the season starts up there. So, there's a lot of fighters going up there, so it's going to be tough. I've never had that experience on how that's going to affect wildlife or, turkeys specifically. So, whether you guys can speak to that or not, hopefully somebody out there watching or commenting can tell us what the birds are doing or what those fires are really doing to the birds.
Yeah. That'd be a great question for us to ask Steve Cobb, because he actually is in the forest department and he performs some of those controls.
We'll have to see what we can get from Steve.
That's right.
So speaking of him, he's down in South Carolina. They still are working through their youth season. Cobby's been putting some kids on some birds, which is great to see.
And that's one guy you want to have on your hunt. That guy is part turkey, man. He's good.
So the feedback we've gotten from him is the birds are reacting to calls and decoys in the low country. So the weather's gonna be a little bit warmer down there compared to the hills. So from what we're hearing from Steve,
three of them.
If you're out in chasing birds in South Carolina, stay low, stay out in the open where that sun's beating down and those birds are warm.
So here's one picture of one of the youth hunters that Steve Cobb was able to guide with his buddy Rusty and his other friend Mark McBride in the low country of South Carolina. So Steve takes a lot of pride in taking a lot of young ones hunting every year and helping them get on their first birds, and that's just one example of a child he's able to guide here this year in South Carolina. And then looks like there's a couple others here that he sent us. There's another young man that he was able to guide to his first turkey. I believe that's the first one that they harvested here early on in the week or this last week.
Like another decoy success story.
That's right. Looks like he fell victim to the decoys, and it looks like they're having a good old time there too. So he should be proud of that bird. Hopefully he can get that fan mounted up on a mounting plaque in his fence room wall as well. And then one more picture of Steve Cobb, a bird that he was able to harvest with his buddy Mark McBride in South Carolina. I know they've been hunting together for years and good buddies, and I know they like to enjoy that quality time in turkey woods every year.
My buddy Richard Mabry from North Georgia just chimed in, says, reminding everybody that Georgia opens this weekend. If I know Rich at all, he'll be out sticking one with a bow and arrow.
There you go, attaboy.
He's Robin Hood.
Get after it. If that happens, you gotta send us a picture. You guys let us know what you saw out there in the STRUT report.
A couple of us will get up at the break of dawn in the morning and try our luck with the birds.
Man, I can tell you firsthand that the HS office is just chirping with hand calls and diaphragm calls. These guys might have waited a little bit too long to start refining their calling skills, but regardless, they're going to be out in the morning chasing birds.
You can never work on your calling too much. That's the truth.
So Tony and Cookie, you guys have a competition going in the morning.
Yeah, we do. We're going to split off into two pairs and test
We're gonna see who can make it happen. We're gonna be going to a new property that none of us have really turkey hunted on before, so we're gonna kind of go in blind without any scouting or anything.
Honestly, I think me and Ethan have it in the bag. I don't think you and Taylor have a chance, but
if that makes you feel good about yourself.
Cookie, I heard your calling earlier. My money's still on Tony and
all right. I like to have people against me.
So the underdog, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So take
Underdog
that last
story.
30 seconds with a grain of salt, because these guys have waited till last minute and not done everything we said for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yep.
And scouting and practicing your calls and getting into things before the season starts. So we'll see what kind of success these guys have this weekend.
Do as we say, not as we do.
Well, guys, to close out the Southeast, we have Arkansas, Tennessee, and Kentucky, and we've got a little bit of feedback from each of those. Arkansas, they're starting to see some strutters on camera. I guess we don't have too much feedback from there, but
Not a lot.
starting to see them fanned out and moving around. Tennessee, gobbling in the mornings, tough to work once they fly down. I guess they're still flocked up. Youth season this weekend going to be starting out, so some guys are going to be getting out there with their kids and all that. And Central Kentucky, HS field staffer Brad Biddle says not a lot has changed since last week. Still flocked up, and then waiting on them to break.
Gotcha. Cool. We appreciate everybody in the southeast that was able to pitch in and give us the update on everything that was going on. So,
and congratulations again to the ones that are killing birds out there.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
great to see those pictures.
yeah,
And maybe once these other divisions start to open up and these regions, season starts to open up there, we'll start getting more feedback from the guys in those areas.
Yep. So we challenge everybody out in those areas that we haven't got a lot of feedback from. You know, like you mentioned, Arkansas, I haven't heard a lot from those guys. The Mideast, give us some more info there. You know, up in the Northeast area. Thank you. We had one person from New Hampshire comment on this week, but
And Hawaii, still waiting
I'd
on
like
that
to know
Hawaii invite?
if the Northeast still has snow. You know, last week we had guys that were getting up to 3 feet of snow.
Exactly.
What's that snow doing? Is that starting to melt off? And when,
How's that affecting the
when it
turkeys?
does, you know, I think once you start seeing that green come through the snow, regardless of how much snow is still on the ground, once you get that starting to peek through,
Yeah.
your birds are going to start to get active.
And get out there and do some scouting and let us know how it's going on.
yeah, we look forward to hearing all about that. And
Yeah.
with that, you know, trying to help some of those areas, you know, get involved with us. We want to hear more from, you know, those areas. The Southeast is doing a real good job, but you know, areas like the Northeast, we'd love to hear more from you. So we want to make it a little bit of a contest here this year during the Strut Report. We're going to say, you know, the category, the way we've broken it down, whether it's the Southeast, the Great Lakes, the Mideast, or the Mountain West, the Northwest, or the Southwest. The category, the area of the geographic region of the U.S. that gives us the most comments and gives us the most interaction at the end of the full Strut Report season, you know, come middle of May, end of May, when we're all done with this, whichever area gave us the most interaction, we're going to randomly choose one person that commented and provide them a fully loaded chest pack. So it'll be towards the end of the season, so it'll be something you'll be able to keep in your holster for next year and be ready to roll.
Hey guys, Brad Biddle just checked in and said
What's up, Brad?
3 separate groups of birds with strutters this morning, so it's starting to heat up.
Awesome.
In Kentucky.
Awesome.
Kentucky's starting to heat up. It's
And
starting to break.
Rob
off.
Rittenauer said the snow is almost gone in central PA.
Okay.
And I know Buford Norwell had posted that, you know, the ground he was planning on hunting in North Carolina, I believe, is part of where the fires are at.
Yeah, wow.
And that brought to mind that, you know, obviously we just had some major fires in Kansas and Oklahoma and that area out there. So some of the guys out in that area were, you know, that have been impacted by the fire. It'd be nice to hear what their outlook is on the season coming up.
Yeah, and I don't know, you know, how much you guys follow some of our field staffers, but I know Brad and his son Hayden, he's been passing off the reins. Hayden's been blowing my Facebook up with his call reviews, so, you know, follow them guys, because,
Exactly.
you know, Hayden's, I think, 4 or 5, somewhere in there, and that little dude is calling like mad, so it's great to see those younger guys hitting the calls and getting excited about turkey hunting.
A lot better than us older guys can play.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
The earlier you get started, the better.
So this is the second chest pack that we've given away this year.
And this,
That's right.
You
this
know,
chest pack is a new for 17 product. It's awesome if you're that on the move guy, minimalist, don't want to carry a whole vest. It's a great product. You can fit all your stuff that you need right here, right on your chest.
That's right. So, you know, some folks had wondered, you know, where you can get some of our products at in previous weeks. You know, we have a lot of retailers that are carrying the chest pack out there, but, you know, not everybody can carry every SKU, every product we have, just, I mean, because there's not enough space everywhere. So we want this weekend, we're going to offer you folks that are watching us out there on Facebook Live a limited time 10% off of anything on hunterspec.com. So shop.hunterspec.com. Of course, we've still got our over $50 free shipping going on, but use the discount code, capital letters FBL for Facebook Live 324. FBL 324 will get you 10% off any order
Probably can't even read it from there, can
from
you?
We'll post that
shop.hunterspec.com. Yeah, we'll post it in the when we post this live video to our page. But so through Sunday night up until midnight on Sunday night, you'll be able to get 10% off any order on shop.hunterspec.com. If there's a chest pack or a call out there that you want to get on
This
there.
is that's some great stuff. And to your point of the retailers, I know even some of the smaller dealerships I've seen, you know, promoting that chest pack. So it's really getting out there into the retail now. Turkey season's coming into full swing. Those mods are going up. Get out there, you know, visit those guys and get online and take advantage of some of these great deals that we got on the Hunter Spec website for those items you can't get at your local retailers.
That's right. And if you have any questions about any products or anything turkey hunting related, feel free to comment on the Strut Report post or this video, or just send us a message on our Facebook page, and we'll be sure to get back to you as soon as we can.
And if you haven't been able to get out there yet, or your season's opening up this week, get out there, and if you have some success, post pictures of your success and your turkey, and maybe we'll feature you on the famous iPad here. Show you.
That's right. We might get you grip and grin photo on there. So, with that, Sean, do you want to announce who our winner was from this last week?
Yes.
For sharing our Strut Report post?
Yeah, so each week if you share or comment, you will get put into a winning of a product. I think it changes each week. And the winner this week is Morgan Baker. So congratulations, Morgan. We're going to reach out to you. And
Actually, Morgan, it'd be best if you reach out to us. You send us a private message on our page and tell us what your address is. And
also what box calls she wants.
That's right.
So we gave the HS Strut hat that Tony's got, as well as her choice of one of our box calls.
That's right. So let us know what you want. Give us your address, and Morgan Baker will get it right out to you so you're ready to roll for this.
We also need to remind Laura Bell, last week's winner. We haven't heard from her.
Contact us.
So yeah, reach out to us, shoot us a message.
Yep.
We'll get you an address and get your product.
Laura,
And
if you're out there
also,
watching, send us a message.
I can't remember the last name, but our little guy that killed his first bird last week. Bo. Yeah, Bo. I can't remember the last name. We'll post a reminder of Bo's dad, Bo's mom. Reach out to us, send us a message on Facebook.
Calls.
And we'll get him his hat out and some youth size diaphragm calls for taking his first bird.
Yep. So congratulations to anybody else out there that maybe took your first bird in this last week. Hopefully you're turkey hunter for life. I know all of us, when we've taken our first birds, we were hooked. We're looking forward to hunting this weekend, getting out there, and everybody else out there that's hunting this weekend, good luck. If you're out there scouting, let us know what you see. And until next Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, we'll be back at you on Facebook Live and let you know what's going on out there.
All right, guys. Keep that feedback coming. We'll see you next week.
Awesome. Thanks.